Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. So on Tuesday evening, Marcos interviewed me, and I would love to do a reaction to that video because I generally do listen back to my videos before I post them. So maybe tonight I'll do a live and we can watch it together, and because I would really love to be able to expand on some of the things that I talked about, because it's always different between when you say something and when you've had time to think about it. But there's two things in particular that I remember Marcos asking me, and I may have a different perspective now. So the first thing he asked me, and it's supposed to be his interview with me is supposed to publish in 1 hour, so I'll include it in the link in the description below if you want to watch that interview. So, he asked me if I've ever got a margin call, and at the time, I didn't remember the exact specifics of it. I did remember it was some kind of a timing thing. So and I'll give you the link to this as well, but last year in December, I had an IWM put spread and it went against me. So I was trying to buy to close the put spread, but something happened in the mobile app and it became two separate transactions, so it wasn't bundled together anymore. So the sell put, it processed first, and so my account became in margin because IWM, I don't remember what it was at the time, but it was expensive. So I didn't have enough money in my account or I guess whichever one did it first. I was trying to buy the shares, but I didn't have enough money in my account to buy the shares. But then like half an hour later it processed, and because it was supposed to together. So it was just like a technicality. It wasn't because it was because I gambled, but it wasn't because I was in like something weird and it went down 90%. It was just last year in December, the indexes did weird things and I got caught in the spreads. And ever since then, I've been kind of against doing spreads. They terrify me. I don't like losing all of my money in a single trade in a single day. So on Tuesday morning at 11 a.m., I actually sold my PLTW and my MVYY for the most part, because it was 30% of my portfolio, and I was like, it's the day before the NVIDIA earnings, and it's kind of stupid to have 30% of my portfolio in leveraged AI stocks, especially when you're relying on it to live. So I sold those and I bought SPY leaps. And I don't like doing cover calls on the SPY with leaps either, because even when it's out of the money at the end of the day, Robinhood forces you, like, they don't let the contract expire worthless. So yesterday I won my bet, but still had to pay $33 to close, which is like, so you get the bet right and you were a little bit more aggressive, but you still lost $33. So I'm just not, the reason why I did it is good, but Marcos kept asking me, are you nervous about this? Are you nervous about this? And I was like, yeah, no. I mean, to be fair, doing the SPY leaps and doing cover calls with the leaps as the collateral does make more sense in the long run than having 30% of my portfolio in leverage stocks. So relatively, it's better. But honestly, it is more stressful. And today, I've had a pretty bad day. So what happened was I messed up on Tuesday, I sold a call and it was too close to the money. It was like a 0.8 theta. So I had 2 out of 10 chance of it going up that much. And it did. So I rolled it forward into Wednesday, and then I rolled it forward yesterday to today. But on Tuesday afternoon, I went to go roll down one of the calls, and I meant to do it to expire the same day, but I accidentally rolled it down to expire the next day. So I had a 1 day overnight, and I rolled that over yesterday too, to today. And I could have just continued to roll those forward into the future as I lost more bets. But in my experience, the market only goes up over time. And eventually I would have lost so much that it would be so far into the future that those leaps would have been neutralized for a few months until I could claw them back, until there was some kind of a downturn. And this time I want to be more responsible and close the calls when they go against me and just make sure that I have it available every day to do my 0 days to expiration. But this morning it looked like we were going to have a big rally, so I went ahead and closed both of those. I lost $600. And if you look at the market now, it is worse than it was this morning. So we lost 10% today, and I had put puts on because I was like, well, if we're going to have a big rally, and I put these with a 90 to 95% probability of me winning, then it's not that dangerous. But spreads on indexes has got me again. I didn't learn the lesson the first time, so it's a more expensive lesson this time, but I'm going to lose $1,500 today. So that's over $2,000 today. Unless the market, I'm just leaving them because I've already lost the entire amount that I can. And it didn't even go against me until I went to have lunch, and when I came back from lunch and checked my app, it was already this much money I lost. So at this point, I have lost all my money. And this money doesn't come back. This is money I pay to the market as a price for daring to gamble. So some days, a lot of the time, it'll work out in my favor. Today, it was not one of those days. And this is stressful. Because I don't have $2,000 extra dollars to just give the market and not earn money from it in some way. So, and also I was pretty happy last night because I was $100 away from the very minimum amount that I need in order to live off of my distributions. But today I have to register a $2,000 loss. Does that mean I can make $2,000 next week when it's a short week? It probably has less volume, so maybe next week I'll be able to make money, but this week I'm going to have a negative $1,000 of income. That's not the point of me doing it self-directed. So just think about this the next time you roll your eyes at these fund managers and you say they're bad and they don't know what they're doing. Well, when the trade goes against you, it's expensive to close. They have millions of dollars assets under management to rectify these issues. Your ETF might go down in dollar amount value, but you only realize that once you sell. So just don't sell until it's gained back price because the market is good and you still get your distributions, and the fund managers have had to deal with this stress. So overall, I think I might stop. Maybe just do I'm really glad I didn't get to the point where I was more confident in this and was doing more than just one contract each, because it would have been way, way more devastating if I had had like 2 or 3 contracts like this. So, lesson is learned again, and we're going to do the SPY calls not anywhere close to the 0.2 theta. We're going to go way out so that we have a 95% chance of profit, and just let them get to, the 5 cents, and then just close them and be good for the day. Then I think I'm going to stick to, even though it's less premium that I'm getting per week on average, because like these, I was like, okay, I'll get 30 cents. And if I don't lose the call, or like lose this contract, like if the market keeps going up, then I get $30, and I get $30 every day with $1,000 or $500. I think this one was so with a $500, this is with $1,000, I'm getting a $30 credit every day. And if I never lose, this is great. But I lost today. And I can't do that too many times because I only have $11,000 buffer. So, we're not going to gamble away all of my money, basically. So I don't think that GDXY has like, it has options, but I don't think if you sell a put and it's for December. Oh, see, they only have quarterly anyways. But actually that's kind of decent. But it's also you might get more if you just buy GDXY and you get the distributions by the time that you accept 50 cents here. But with like Misty, which for some reason I am like a moth to the flame of anything strategy related. But if I sell a put on Misty, and not the one, but like 8 days from now, I can get 20 cents, or I can do it just in the money for 35 cents. And then if this goes down to $6.50, well, I just bought Misty for $7 and it has a 90% distribution. So, I think for me, I just want to do an actual options wheel going forward. If it's not, the SPY leaps. The SPY leaps I'm going to have to deal with. Sometimes I go very, very far out of the money, and sometimes there's a huge bull run where it goes up more than 15% in a day. And I'll just have to accept that as one of the risks. And it's not relaxing, honestly. And I'm more like in tune with the everyday little movements of the market now. But at least with the SPY leaps, like the calls I bought themselves have a chance that when it's time for me to roll them over, I can profit off of those and not just on the cover calls. So we'll see in the end how profitable it was. But I'm just really glad that I have my retirement account and that I can move money over as I'm earning it. But I don't want to use my retirement funds to like fund my actual bills. But, I'm trying to build up this account so that it is in fact sustainable. And I think that being in the S&P 500 is ultimately more sustainable than an AI leveraged, at least leveraged AI and such a high concentration in my account. I don't think that was appropriate. So, yes, I am in fact feeling stressed, and it's just going to be a constant thing until I have more money. But getting more money in the stock market is not always a given, first of all, and it takes a long time. So, I did do some programming last night, and I have a subscription to myself on YieldMight in my test environment. So we're getting closer to having subscriptions on YieldMight. So, anyways, we're getting closer to it coming out. Yeah, so we have an hour until it comes out-ish. Today on Financial Philharmonics, we have So Thankful, So Grateful. I'd love to thank Marcos Milla for interviewing me, and it was such a lovely conversation, but this was influenced by that cold I had when I got back from Coronado, and afterwards, when I was able to breathe and wasn't coughing and felt generally healthy, like I just felt so thankful, so grateful that I have my health and I have my wealth and I have a plan and we're executing on the plan. And the song doesn't say it, but like, even though this is temporarily stressful and like we're working through it, and this is a time in my life, in the end, I'm really glad that, I've met all of you and that I've made a community and you all are so supportive, and that I figured out how to make money on the stock market so that when my job went away due to AI, that I can still kind of survive. So thank you for being on the journey with me. And I would really love to thank the members who have made their bad financial decisions together with me. Thank you so much, Jetta, Omega Wolf X, In My Opinion, BGP Automotive, Pedre Spalding, Bill Bryant, Michael Holliday, Scott Behringer, Paulette Pierre, Russell O'Mahony, Eric and Shane O'Mac. You all are amazing. And today's question is, do you prefer, well, most of you prefer doing high income ETFs, but when you do your own option strategies, well, okay, let me ask this. What should I be running the options wheel on? Because I like Misty, but maybe I should diversify what I'm in. So what are your favorite things to run the wheel on right now? And I'll talk to you later. Bye.